How's everybody doing today? Today probably is gonna be mostly a random day. I'm really trying to work on being consistent, but today I want to talk about things that you see online, things you run across, and you kind of learn about life from different things that you see. You don't always take it for face value, but you can learn from it at the same time because everybody's situation is different. Everybody make different moves. So today we're gonna talk, laugh, and learn, or talk, learn, and laugh, however you want to say it. But that's what we're gonna do today. So the first thing I saw, listening, I think I was on TikTok, was this interview with Dame, Steve Stout talking about Dame Dash.
He's a gigantic, almost not. He blew it. He had Jay-Z. He had the most important artist of his generation.
So what happened with that relationship? How did that relationship that was so good sour so fast?
So before we get into this, I want especially the young kids to know, it's so important that you understand who you are, how you operate, and being able to take whatever comes with that. You have to have that in context when you listen to these kind of stories because he's telling it from a third person. But if you ask Dame, Dame is a different kind of dude. It ain't a lot of dudes kind of built like that. He a different kind of dude, but take that into context when he talks about these things.
Dame's antics were just, it became like people also over time, you mature.
Right.
It's like you didn't have friends at 16, but by the time you turned 19, they were still doing the same shit that you was 16, and you're like, I can't.
And I apologize early for the language, they cuss here and there, but what he's saying is because this happens a lot, especially in our culture, our environment. The things that you do, most of the time, you want to mature in your thinking, mature in your ways, and not do the same things that you did 3, 4, 5 years ago, especially if they wasn't something that took you to the next level. But to the look at both sides of the fence, the antics that Dame was doing, from what I saw on TV when I was younger, those antics are the same antics that got Rockefeller to get records played. They got Rockefeller to be a brand. They got Rockefeller off the ground. If he would have played it any other way, in my opinion, I don't even think Rockefeller would have even got off the ground. And with that being said, you have to be able to pivot at some point and evolve, or some people stay the same. They say, I'm gonna keep it real, I'm gonna just stay the same. And I'm gonna get into the rest of this here. I just want you to hear. I just wanted to break that part down.
I can't. Like,
Yeah, we gotta
I
go
gotta.
up.
Yeah, we gotta. You start spending less and less time with them because of it. It's like one of those things where Dame, Dame wouldn't change the way he spoke to people, the way he treated people. His
Jay Boogie, what's up, baby?
What's up? What's up? Feel like it's been a minute since I've been on.
I know, man. We ain't had you on the pod in a minute. I need to get that
What?
sound effect. Man, what you think about that? What he first said about Dame, man? He said he's one of them dudes like, when you was 16, then when you turned 18, he still acting like he was 16. You think he was being disingenuous, or you think he was just giving his take from a third person
I mean, I think
point of view?
I definitely think it was his take on his growth process. Everybody's growth process is different.
Right.
He's maybe innovative, changing. Maybe Dame had, if it's not broke, if it ain't broke, don't fix it type of
Right.
thing.
For sure. For sure.
So, but like you said earlier, he made it. A lot of the stuff he did, the ways he had, got them where they are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then quickly, Jay-Z was like, hey, we need to evolve and do something else. Hey, we still got to be on these dudes' necks. And he was kind of trying to be the same, or trying to maybe go in a different direction, or maybe double down in his behavior and his attitude. And you can see from his endeavors, he's more aggressive. He's got more aggressive style. So I think they were a perfect match coming up. And I think they could have done great business together with their yin and yang type attitudes. You know what I mean? You got to assess your strengths and weaknesses. And Jay just said, hey, I think I'll do better being smooth versus being a hammer or a wrecking ball. You know what I mean? Because there is a place for a wrecking ball. But sometimes you
I got a theory about that, though. When I play the rest of this video, I got a theory about that. Then I'll find something else I seen on TikTok. I'm going to play the rest of this.
He was angry.
About what? Bro, you getting paper.
He was angry because he had a strong perspective about his business philosophy. And if any time a partner of theirs tried to go around him, or meanwhile people weren't going around him, the people around him wanted to meet with other people.
Right.
People were becoming less beholden to him, but he was unaware of it. Then he would while he was building businesses, which partly he would go off all around the world with cameras and girls and all kinds of crazy shit, and then come back flipping out on everybody as if,
they were wrong.
Yeah. Or why'd you guys?
So, what he talked about with people going around him or people going behind, everybody have different views about that. It's kind of weird. I don't know if it's a definite answer. It's kind of weird, man. That's one weird thing about the record label bit. It seems like some people have this thing that if you start out on the same team, that you should stay on the same team. You shouldn't go outside the team. I think that's kind of how he looked at it. I don't know if I'm totally accurate on that, but I think he kind of looked at it from that way. But not everybody thinks that way, you know what I'm saying? They'll act like they're on the same team, but at the same time, they still may be looking to build their own team at some point. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, almost everybody trying to go solo, but I'm gonna, I'm gonna put 10% in the team or 90% in the team, and I'm gonna put 10% of myself. And if that 10% take off, I'm gonna, jump on that, for myself, because you got to be for yourself in some aspect. Because even in a group, you know what I mean, you still targeting your solo album. But he said an interesting thing, Dame was you're going around the world with girls and stuff like that, and then you get back to the business, you go off and do your own thing. Right. And where they were supposed to sit and hold their hands while you were gone,
for real.
Or try to find you halfway around the world to check in with you to see before they can make a move. You're dealing with grown men who are making moves and have ideas and plans themselves. But I don't know. I'm just taking it off that clip. Kind of what happened. With them, he's just giving us an inside view on that. You know what I mean? We're just kind of saying our takes on that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And sometimes
growing the business.
Your personality, that's why I was telling in the beginning when I first started, you got to know who you are, how you operate, and you got to take whatever come with that. It seemed like Dame take whatever come with who he is. It just seemed like he just got one of them kind of personalities.
He don't mind, you know what I mean?
Yeah, when you're traveling and going out of town, you're talking about business-wise, how does that look on a leadership level if people led by you and you at the height of taking care of business, and then you go out of town or go to France or something, and then you in a jet with girls and stuff, and you gotta think this is before social media too. I mean, dude probably would have went viral with some of the stuff he was doing back then, And while you're out of
Some of the
town,
stuff coming out, but like with some of these other moguls, like the stuff that
Yeah.
they was doing at their parties, it's coming
Yeah.
out years and years and years later.
and while you're out of town doing that, people are going to come and he'll probably say infiltrate. That's what they'll probably he'll use. They infiltrated him, but you weren't ironclad enough. Matter of fact, I'm gonna see what the rest of this say. I give a theory.
Why'd you
real
guys
quick.
do all this shit without me? Like, bro, you didn't build a business that was so operationally tight that you could just go away and come back and shit be the same and all that shit. It wasn't even like that. Jay grew up, you know, Jay wanted more. I think Jay seen Dame's ceiling. I mean, I think that's really what it was. I mean, Jay seen Dame's ceiling.
You can't fault a man for wanting to get better.
No, he wanted more, and everybody wanted more. Dame just had a very particular way of approaching it. He's far from stupid.
Right.
Very, very.
All right, yeah, but man, I think while I'm looking for another video, I say this. I think the theory sometimes with when you're from different sides of town and you operate different, it seems like, man, it's gonna always kind of be like a weird kind of. It could happen, a disconnect. You know what I'm saying? Jay-Z's from Brooklyn, and Dame's from Harlem. Clearly, you can see two different personality differences. You know what I'm saying? Most dudes that you know from Harlem, whether it's Cameron, Mace, you know, they talk, they snapping, you know what I'm saying, flexing. That's kind of how they do. They flashy, you know what I'm saying? You seem like Brooklyn dudes are kind of more reserved. They may flash a little bit, but they're not like overly flashy. They kind of do it in spurts or whatever, from what I see, what I've seen on TV. But it seems like they're from two different worlds, you know what I'm saying? But I think sometimes Dame thought one thing, and I think Jay-Z thought another thing. I'm not saying either one's right or wrong, but at some point, the differences will come out, you know what I'm saying? Because y'all not from the same place. Y'all really didn't grow up the same, so because the thing that kind of sucked is that the antics he used got them off the ground, got them record plays, got them to a point.
He got them in the room. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. You know what I'm saying?
So,
And he challenged the executives. He challenged a lot of people to get stuff done, you know what I'm saying? And I guess the thing that sucks is everybody knows that, but at the same time, it just seemed like everybody was like, I know he did that, but now it's a new day. It's kind of like everybody's like, oh, well, you know, we don't go our separate ways.
No,
yeah.
no, it's whatever you done for me lately. Type thing. You know,
sure.
we doing this now. Can you do like, you like you know, it's like a relationship and marriage, like, you know, you built this house, you know what I mean? That got us off the ground.
Do you care about the way he dresses?
Yeah.
Go ahead, bro.
No, but I mean, like now it's totally different. We're trying to move into high rise and stuff like that. Who cares about the, you know, house we built? You know what I mean? But I don't think if he saw a ceiling, I don't think that's necessarily true. I think it's just the different directions. They're both going up. You know what I mean? Dame's still successful in his own right, and they could still grow together. But I think Jay just wanted to do it differently. You know what I mean? And if he wouldn't have took total control, then they would have been still linked together now. And it would have been, they wouldn't be talking about Jay-Z, the billionaire. They would have been talking about Rockefeller, the $1 billion company. And it's just like Beyonce's Destiny Child. She didn't want to be Destiny's Child. She wanted to be Beyonce, which she is now.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yes,
right.
Same thing. Destiny's Child. You know, she wouldn't be anything without Destiny's Child because they built it up and they did all this foundational work in the 90s together. But it's the same thing. But when are you going to take off and have your own name and be your own man? I don't think he's seen a ceiling and Dame, but he just wanted to be his own man. And we're still saying how Dame got him into the rooms, and he wouldn't have been able to have done it without him in the early days. He don't want to be 50, 60 years old, a part of a $1 billion corporation, and you couldn't have did without him. So I think cutting ties was a pride thing as well. Just wanting to be his own man.
I think the thing that I don't know if everybody's telling the total truth about is how the ties was cut. You know what I'm saying? Like, if somebody tell you, you starting to hear stuff like, hey man, somebody chirping in his ear, but then when he come ask you, they ain't seem like a dude that's gonna come ask you right up, and Daisy like, no, we good. No, we're good. And then you still hearing it like, hey man, I'm telling you, do for the break. He ain't told you yet, but then he telling you good. Next thing you know, it's broke. You know what I'm saying? That could be crazy. I can see how that could be crazy. You know what I'm saying? But
then you acting emotional. I'm sitting at a person. You can play the friends clip. You're supposed to be friends. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They started a business together, and you talking to a man straight up, and he's saying, "Oh,
right.
no, I'm not gonna do that." You know what I mean? Yeah. But it seemed like you kind of, doing it. You know what I mean? So you're getting all your little fish in one barrel. You know what I mean? You moving, you're separating your stuff, and I'm questioning you about it, and you say, "Man, I'm all right, man. We straight." And then boom, you get this. You know what I mean? And somebody's telling you how much of your company you can have.
And that's why I got this new sound effect.
I was like business fight. Wasn't personal. My brother, it's always business. Never personal.
That's how you got to look at it, man. I think Dame looked at it like that. But I think he just get tired of people.
No, I mean, it's not like we always talking about respect and stuff. Respect is a personal thing, and disrespect is very personal. But I'm sorry, this business. You know what I mean? Because it got a dollar sign to your disrespect, I'm supposed to say this business and not personal. When somebody's telling you how much of something you owned and you work for, you're entitled to, and they're going to give you something that's yours. Have somebody ever gave you something that belonged to you? That's a different feeling. You know what I mean? Somebody telling when you can see your kids or how much of your own money in your account you're entitled to.
Are we the only culture? Are we the only culture? Yeah, I agree with you, saying. Are we the only culture that really put a bunch of emphasis on respect? Because it's so many people we know that's in jail, dead, or in crazy situations because of that word. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
because of that word, respect. You know what I'm saying? So
that's a good topic to break down. What is respect? Is it worth your life? Is it worth your freedom? Is it worth you gotta say something back on social media. You gotta do something for principle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I say, a lot of dead people standing on respect. Standing on business that important. But like I say, in business, you gotta realize what you are in businesses, in your relationships, in your job. Know what you are in your role, in your partnership, in your friendship. Are you just a tool? Are you a partner? Are you the idea person? Because some people in your life are like just tools. You know what I mean? That person is a ladder. They helped you get to this point. You know what I mean?
Right.
That person is a hammer. That person helped you break down a door. You know what I mean?
Think though sometimes though,
the idea guy, he gave me the idea or the inspiration to do said thing.
I don't know if it's because competitiveness or ego, but sometimes it's hard for most men, not all, but I'm saying about 60%. I'd be conservative. 60% of men to admit that somebody's better than them in something. That's sometimes I can see that hard for some dudes to do because of maybe ego or something. I don't know. But if you had a group of dudes, it's like, dude, you good at this, you good at this, you good at this, you good at this, and we're gonna come together and do what each person is good at.
I'm good at everything.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Exactly. So I think sometimes that could be, a thing too. And I got this other video. This for the girls out there I seen this one time. This seemed like really hypocritical. Hold on, let me get out of that. Go to this video real quick. I've been seeing these things to do interviewing people on the street.
Oh yeah, do be getting me.
Do you care about the way he dresses?
Yeah, but I like how he dresses. Like ever since I met him, I've never had a problem with it. But I do care about how a man dresses. I think it's very important.
So what's okay for him to wear versus not?
Okay, at the gym, maybe like not
He
like
set
those,
up so
like,
good too.
compression shirts
He
that-
set up so good, man.
You know,
Why can't he wear a compression shirt?
I mean, he can, but like, why do you have to wear that?
Why don't you like it?
I don't know. Why can't he just have that for me and not for like the whole entire gym?
Really? That's how you feel?
Yeah.
Do you care about how she dresses?
Yes.
No,
yes.
I used to. Obviously,
Yes,
I
you
did.
did.
100% I did. I think about it more as like it was a phase. You get over those things. Like 100%, I don't anymore. Like for the past 6 months, I'd say I wouldn't. But for the first 6,
He's got it better, yeah.
yeah, 100%.
What were some of the things that would happen?
I mean, he would get upset. He would tell me like, no, why are you gonna wear that? But I
Man.
never felt like I had to change.
But if you feel like a compression shirt's too much for him, why can't he feel like whatever you were wearing was too much?
That is true. But I'm a woman.
Which
But-
would make it even worse,
See,
don't you think?
that is true,
Women are supposed to dress. Like it's just normal.
But can't you be classy without being provocative?
Yes, of course.
but
That's not what I'm saying. But if I want to wear something that's considered provocative, it's like the common thing for women, I feel.
Do you care about the way he
So basically,
People-
it's because it's popular, because everybody else is doing it.
people find a way. People find a way to make that argument, but for real. I gotta thank my wife for not even doing that, man. Cause man, that's crazy, bro. She tell him she don't want him to wear a compression shirt. And
Just
it's
a shirt. I mean, you know what I mean?
And
He
she
just
got her
showing off
thighs
his
out.
physique, You
Yeah.
know what I mean? They can actually see the skin, you know what I mean? But
But if a dude say that though, he's chauvinist though. That's what's crazy. The double
no.
standard of life.
or like controlling, you know what I mean? He's trying to, you know,
Yeah. Chauvinist.
control what she wears and things like that.
Yeah.
I think this is something like they are not having these dating conversations. You know what I mean? Like, what do you? How do you like? You know, what do you like about me? How do you like want me to dress? Is it cool for? Do you think women should wear certain things or men should wear certain things? People can show you, like, you know what I mean.
Who they are, sure.
Matter of fact, talk about this clip. You know what I mean? Like, it's like,
Yeah.
and she can say, I like to wear what I want to wear and this and that. I don't like a man commenting on the way I dress. And you say, I like for a woman to wear this and that. Y'all know y'all not compatible. You know what I mean? This is going to be something. Now, he seems like he's too far in. He was in love before she started telling him, when she called feelings, that's my man. I don't want him wearing these type of shirts. You know what I mean? And a lot of dudes are cool until they catch feelings for the girl. Now that's my woman. I don't want her to wearing the same stuff I met her in. You know what I mean? So
They all you are. I mean, if you meet a girl like that, that's what I'm saying. That's what we talking about accountability. At what point do your accountability start? You know what I'm saying? I mean, she telling you who she is. She's showing you that. And if that's the core of her, if she's not gonna change, now you got a choice to make. But sometimes people bypass. Sometimes it seems like they bypass that choice. So they.
yeah, I mean, like,
Well,
I heard a lot.
Because
of
you
women,
can't change
know,
a
say,
person.
When,
Yeah.
when I'm a wife, I'm gonna do this. Like, you're not just gonna start if your house dirty now and you
Yeah.
don't cook. You're not gonna
Right.
be somebody's wife and then I'm gonna all of a sudden start cleaning and start cooking. Nah, it
That's
don't
true.
work like that. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Even dudes and women, y'all sleeping around. You used to having a different partner month to month. Then you get with somebody you like and you love, and then I'm gonna be faithful in my marriage. You're not used to that. You know what I mean? You gotta grow into it. All the things that marriage stuff. You know what I mean? You can't just be like
Right.
get a ring and all of a sudden I'm faithful, or I dress like this, or I'm submissive, or blah blah, all these other things, or I'm
Yeah.
generous. You gotta have those talks. I'm gonna stop dressing like this, or you gotta have those conversations about those expectations. If you think she's gonna change when she's married, even if she told you, you gotta expect, you know, growing pains.
Yeah, for sure.
And
'Cause,
people just
like
not
I
gonna
say,
pay
you know,
too, so
Oh no, they not exactly. 100%.
that takes work and practice.
And you got to make that choice. Am I going to stay with this even if this person don't change, or am I going to just go ahead and cut my losses now?
Like,
So
say
I'm gonna
for
play a
instance,
video.
like,
Go ahead.
me and you, like, you know, we like to go to the club, right? And I'm saying,
Yeah.
when I get a girl, I'm a lucky when I get a girl, we won't have to go to the club so much. I won't have to go to the club so much, looking for girls, looking for love, and all this. I meet a girl, I like her, I want to be with her.
Mm-hmm.
I still miss kind of going to the club with my homeboy. You know what I mean? I want to go to the club and do this all, but I expected that to magically go away when I got a girl. But I find myself still wanting to go out.
Here's the thing. Do you understand what the lifestyle of a marriage is, though? That's what you got to think about. Some people don't think about that. Whatever it is for you, I'm just saying, do you understand what the lifestyle of being a family man now? Do you even consider yourself a family man when you get married or whatever? The lifestyle, you have to understand the lifestyle that you're going into. When you try to modify, change something or a lifestyle and it may not work, or like I say, you don't discuss it up front. Y'all don't talk about these things or discuss it, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, lifestyle is definitely one of them things, man. You know, that's one thing I had to get out of my system was the different lifestyles while I was younger. I tell my wife about it all the time. You know, when you're younger, especially when you have access to different things, like having your own place when you're younger, your lifestyle is gonna be different. And you get to experience things most people probably won't experience, you know what I'm saying? Having your own place, having your own car, having a job where you can do things. Your experience is going to be totally different in your 20s than somebody who's probably going to school or going to college and trying to make ends meet and trying to get through college. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I told her, like, you can't really judge another person's experience because you don't know how their world was, you know what I'm saying? But that person, I told her, I can't bring my world. I have to understand that things that I did, I can't expect one person to do what I did when you were living the so-called player lifestyle. I can't expect one girl to fulfill what 3 or 4 girls was doing. That's kind of insane, you know what I'm saying? But I said that's something I had to learn, you know what I'm saying, when I got married too. But
that's the expectation. That you have, that you don't even realize yourself that you have that. And you know, like it's also with women too. I know a girl getting married. You know, she dated people at the same time. Man, maybe she wasn't having sex with them, and he would give her money for this, and he would give her like money for that, and then she, fast forward 3 years later, she got streams of income coming in from this person, that, and then now she's wanting to, get serious. With her boyfriend, she started, hey, I'm gonna cut all this stuff off. You know what I mean? And she had to come to the same realization. Now I'm expecting all of the things I was getting basically from her roster, for lack of a better word. She expecting this from one man, and she's feeling not fulfilled. You know what I mean? So you want this man paying all your bills, do all this sexual stuff, give you money that he was gonna give you, and then supplement and make it equal up, cash in your pocket what your other people in the roster were doing. Now you feel like you're lacking because he's doing what a normal, above average man would do and provide for you. You're just looking like this ain't enough. This ain't what I'm used to. Because you used to having like 5 dudes kind of in rotation trying to spoil you at the same time.
Once again, unrealistic. You set up an unrealistic lifestyle. That ain't realistic.
I mean, but it was realistic for her because it was coming. But now you want that from one man, just like you want.
Yeah, exactly what I'm saying.
The stuff like, you know what I mean? That was just like you spoke on your perspective, and I was speaking on a female's perspective that I actually know.
For sure.
For sure. Know, I mean, and she was just really distressed, you know what I mean, her thinking. And she didn't expect it, you know what I mean? She's like, I love my husband, you know, and when you say all the stuff he's doing, it seems like a lot, it should be enough, but I don't feel like it's enough. And, you know, those are the expectations.
That word feeling, I feel. Those two words, man, will get you. I
mean, it's
feel
a
like
situation too, because she ended up like kind of financially cheating. You know what I mean? She still kept a dude is interested in you around, for paper. You know what I mean? So, but it worked out.
Yeah. So I'm gonna play this video, man. Let me know what you think. Let me get it queued up. It's probably gonna be pretty. It's probably gonna be controversial, but I think dude crazy, man. Did he come to y'all? He might have came to y'all church, didn't he?
Because of the pressure, though.
Yeah.
Because of the pressure. Too much handcuffs leads to rebellion, man. You know what I mean? That legalism and that religious structure, it leads to like, yo, I'm not cut out for this. I didn't sign up for this. Y'all signed up for this.
Yeah.
And the expectation is too much for me, yo. So I just rebel. People go completely opposite of the ways that their parents bring them up when you bring them up too strict. My grandmother was the pastor first. My dad was on the organ. I'm watching him every Sunday like, oh, my God, this guy is amazing. I start playing, then he became the pastor. So I got that pressure as a PK. People who love you can bind you through their care, through their love, through their expectations, through manipulation, through emotional manipulation. It's a whole lot of things that keep us from being who we're supposed to be in this earth because of other people's expectations and demands. So I'm all about freedom. I think the institution of church is whack. I think how church is ran is whack. I think the religious system and structure is whack. That God is not the church. And once I realized, whoa, God ain't church, that for me, you know what I mean? I ain't from the streets, I'm from the church. So that was a huge thing as well.
It's in the Bible, though. It says you can't even find God in a man-made temple.
Why don't we read that, though?
So what you think about that, man? He
took the words right out of my mouth. That's how I feel about the pressure, or how you're supposed to be, how things are supposed to go. Church as a system, you're a robot. Like people go to church like it's a job, and they don't really form a relationship with God. You know what I mean? I'm over relationship versus religion myself, so I agree wholeheartedly. I don't know his personal experiencing.
No, I don't. I think I don't think the church is whack. I think the individual could be whack, but I don't think the church is whack. Like, you know what's crazy? People always talk about what the church did to them, but they never talk about things they could have did that messed up the image of the church. It's always what the church did to them. They never talk about that. I think as an individual, pressure is only if you deem it pressure. Well, I think sometimes people that grew up in church, and that's all they know, they feel like they being strict. They feel like they being oppressed. And I've seen a lot of people who say that, and then they end up coming back and realize that they wasn't oppressed. They actually was being taught the right thing. They just thought in that moment that they was being oppressed because they never was out in the world. If you ever been on the other side of the fence and you realize that living in a world with no rules and chaos, you realize that what they was teaching you, that's trying to keep you from avoiding sometimes you can cause your own traumas in life by exposing yourself to situations that if you had better sense, you wouldn't even put yourself in. You know what I'm saying? But that's just my opinion. I don't think the church is whack because I didn't even grow up in the church. I was in and out when I was younger and I stopped going. But when I went back, I understand it's an individual thing. I will never blame the church for things that I've done, my decisions. I understand the relationship that you build with God as an individual, and everybody there is an individual. There are some people, like you say, that's herd mentality, but guess what? That's them. Like we grew up in the hood. How do we grow up in the hood and not getting caught up in the hood stuff? Same thing with the church, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to call the hood whack either. Some people will say the hood whack. They grew up in the hood. They go to church. Oh, man, the hood whack. Dude, it's the hood, man. You know what I'm saying? They got elements in there, too.
Yeah, I mean, I completely. There's no standard for the hood. The hood is supposed to be an evil place that's basically bad. So the standard is very low, but the church standard is high. What you need to do, or what the people in the church, or the structure of it. And I don't think he's matter of fact, it's the opposite. I don't think he's accusing the individuals. You know what I mean? It's the way that it is, the organization, the structure is what he's criticizing and his personal experience. Now I understand, hey, we're trying to teach you to do right or wrong. Like, this is the instructions. This is the Bible. And I don't think he's going against the I never go against the Bible or God.
But that's what I'm saying. A person, if you don't
you're not separating. He's separating God from the church. And then you can't do that. There's something that you can't do because you view them as one entity. So when you was like, when you say people say church is whack, you automatically feel that they're saying God is whack. And I don't think.
No, I don't feel anything. I'm going off what they saying. They said that. I didn't say that. I'm just going off. They feel that's what he said. The church, like, he made a very broad statement, bro. And I think he'd have to be specific.
No, but he's still saying church, and when you hear church from him, you're saying God.
No, what I'm saying is he's saying this is whack. When he said he benefited from it and he used it, it got him to a place, and then you calling it whack at the same time. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
No, that's not crazy. Like,
that's crazy.
To benefit from something, you have to know it. So if I say the New England Patriots system is whack, but I never played for him. I never played under Bill Belichick. Now, if I won 2 Super Bowls and I know the inner workings of the team, yeah, they whack. The way they go about doing things is wrong as an institution. Now, the things they tell you to do are right. Their doctrine is right. The Bible is right. God is right. But the way they go about things in a large majority is whack to him. And that's what.
But the thing, okay. And here's the thing, right? When he say these things, and he never talk about nothing positive, it's like he's saying whack. But everybody say these things, but they never talk about the positive stuff. The positive stuff that the church is doing.
I think they always talk about the positive. You always hear testimony.
Not lately.
Only thing I hear is positive testimony. How people change their life. How about being with.
And what I've been hearing lately, I've been hearing stuff like this lately. I've been hearing stuff like this. I don't know.
I don't like think about the things you've heard. You know, like I said about the church. I only hear the opportunities and blessings that was bestowed upon people. How my life has changed since attending a physical place. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I hear that.
I'm not saying the church is totally perfect. I ain't gonna never say that. I'm saying, but I think that it's more positive than negative. I don't think it's whack. That's all I'm saying. But everybody got their own opinion. I get it, but I think that if you don't have the perspective, or if you like, I've asked somebody one time, like, what is it that stops you? Like, what is it that make you want to not believe or not think that the Bible is it because of personal things? Is it something that you want to do that it tell you not to do? No. Or is it something that challenges you? I'm just saying. That's how I be talking.
You know what I mean. And that's a great point. You know what I mean. But I don't. In this case, I don't think he's talking about the Bible. You know what I mean. He's talking about the.
But the church is a part of the Bible. Like, going to church is in the Bible, right?
Now you can't cut the meat.
No, so is it not part of the Bible? Is it not part of the Bible?
It's a spiritual place. They're connected, right? But one can be this. Brothers are in the same family, but this brother does this and this brother does that. They're still related,
right? But
they're still two different entities in themselves. I mean, there's a lot of people. Religion is one of those things. And my thing is, it's a church for everybody. If this church did this, for sure. Try when you was dating, you met a crazy girl. You didn't say all girls were crazy. You know
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Find the church for you.
Yeah.
But I don't think anybody says I had a bad experience in church. I don't believe in God. Nobody's saying that. He didn't even say that.
My opinion, I just think people find ways to not do something instead of finding a way to do something. It's easy to say this, and it's easy to find a way not to do it.
But I mean, it's also easy
How hard did you hear that sermon?
to be a puppet and just follow routine. I go to
But
church.
who says you a puppet? Who says you a puppet because you made a choice to be consistent?
No, you feel differently. Spiritually, you feel differently about something, but you go through the motions because it's supposed to be good for you. This not what you're feeling. Maybe you need to do something else. Maybe do something spiritual, research on yourself and work on your relationship. But instead of doing that, you just keep going. You just keep going every Sunday, going through the motions, shouting,
So
raising your hands.
how
and
can
things
you
like
hear
that.
without a preacher? How can you hear without a preacher?
And I think it was
That was biblical.
New
How can you hear
Testament
without a preacher?
when God came back, when Jesus came back, we don't
Yeah.
need the high priestess no more. We can talk to
No,
God
not the
on our
priest.
own behalf.
You're right.
I
But
mean, he
that
still-
still
he-
is a
he
thing
got
of
over
preaching.
that.
It's still, he told them to go out and preach the word too. He said, go out into the world and preach the word.
Who did he tell?
Jesus.
To go out and preach,
Jesus
preach
told
the
his
word?
disciples. He told his disciples.
So are you a disciple of Jesus?
You said
Yes,
what?
you are.
Right.
So you can.
And in the New
Talk with
Testament,
yourself.
he had the requirements. And in the New Testament, he had the requirements on what a bishop is and what an elder is, right or wrong.
Yeah.
So if he had that, does that mean that you don't need it? If he had that in it, and it's in the New Testament, right?
Yeah. I'm not saying it's, and that's the thing. That's another hierarchy. You don't need that hierarchy. He said you can go to God on your own behalf. He's here for all
And see,
of
that's
us.
and I think
not
before we get off of this, I understand. I think we get off of it. I think that's one thing. I think learning how to be up under leadership. I think that's one of the things, it's a lost art, man. I think that if being in the hood, you don't have that. It's everybody for themselves. I think that one of the things that's if you can understand that before you become a leader, you need to learn how to be a leader. How can you learn how to be a leader if you've never saw that? You know what I'm saying? But when you look at it from that place that is hierarchy and all that stuff.
I mean, it is. I
It
mean,
can-
you said it was a
No,
bishop,
but what I'm
you
saying-
said it was an elder.
But it's biblical though.
But you said there's no hierarchy.
Yeah.
Then you said
No, I didn't say there was no hierarchy. I'm
leader.
saying you said that why do we need a priest? And I said in New Testament, he gives the requirements of a priest, elder, and deacon. Right?
Yeah.
The
and
church
I'm
can't
not-
run on its own. The church can't run on its own. Right?
Yeah, I mean,
There's
nothing-
functions.
nothing can-
There's a body. Christ is a body, right? It's a functions, right? That's what the church represents, the body of Christ, right?
And you said nobody's on their own. We need the leadership, but nobody can get you into heaven but you, not your leader.
No,
not your
Jesus.
deacon.
Jesus gets you into heaven. Yeah.
No,
Believing in Jesus. That's what gets you in
no earthly body. No elder, no bishop. And the elder bishop
But you
can't
see, the
make
thing
you
is,
believe.
the bishop job is to lead you to and give you the word and lead you so you can make the choice. They can't make you do anything.
I mean,
That's what
you
you gotta
have
understand.
You have the
They can't
ability
make you
to
do
read,
anything.
and you have the ability to read and study on your own. And
Exactly. And that's the key.
You can't rely on somebody to get you your belief in Jesus. Well, the dude at the church with the robe dip me in water, and I go every Sunday. I'm going to heaven, right? I mean, you said
So if that's the case,
That's
if
not the case.
that was the case, if we didn't need leadership, think of
I
why
didn't
are we
say
in
we
the
didn't
state
need-
that we in?
Okay,
That's what it sounds like.
I'm sorry. It's a million churches, and we're still in the state we're in.
But nobody's going to them though. That's the thing. It's a
No, I
million
know,
churches, but who's all
how
going
they
to them?
there?
A high
How-
percentage are not going to them.
But they're there.
Right.
More people go to church, especially our people, and you can see the
Nah.
condition we're in.
Nope. I don't think so,
Specifically,
man.
it's a church on every corner.
But they're not filled though, man. The church. I think, in my opinion, the church attendance is like really low, man. Really low. If it weren't for social media, it would be probably really.
I think that's your opinion. I mean, they're there.
Okay.
I promise. Every block, people are having church everywhere. Everybody's a pastor. Everybody's a bishop. Everybody's got followers. Everybody's singing. Everybody's making a joyful noise to the Lord, but it ain't enough. Now right. Nobody's going.
I'm saying people are going, but I'm saying the attendance is down. I think if people was going at a higher rate, we may see a different kind of community.
So how high?
That's just my opinion.
I mean, how high the rate's got to be?
Maybe 70 at a 70-80% rate, maybe. Because you ain't gonna reach everybody. Some people just ain't gonna never do it anyway. I get it, but I'm saying, if there's some people that's on the fence, they just don't want to do certain things because they want to do it. Just like we just saw this girl who said she think that she should be able to dress, like that. You know what I'm saying? Some people don't want standards. Some people, like he said, he felt they were strict on him. He felt they were strict. That's the thing. He felt they were strict.
Now he felt the strictness and the pressure to go to his calling. You're supposed to be a pastor. You're supposed to be a leader. A thing that's the pressure. Now, if you're feeling the pressure just to do right, moral pressure. I don't want to go to church because I like having sex. I don't want to go to church because I like cussing. I don't want to go to church because I like drugs. That's a whole different character flaw, and you just like crime and stuff like that, But I don't think that's the thing.
My thing is, if you do that, it's no problem doing it, but don't complain about the church because you don't want to do that. That's my only thing. Like, okay, if you don't like church, I get it. But
I think another thing he's saying, the system is very manipulatable. People are using the word of God, manipulating it, using the house of God and manipulating it. It's too easy to infiltrate for the devil. It is being
that's
used
called
as
discernment.
a tool.
That's why you got to have discernment, right?
And guess what? You don't have to have discernment if you trust yourself in Jesus.
But that's kind of what Jesus give you discernment, though. Because he said there'll be false prophets that come. Did he not say that in the Bible? He said there'll be crazy churches.
And maybe that's what he's saying in other words. The system is whack. It's too infiltrated. We got
he just
an infiltration rate. We got an infiltration rate of 90%. So I'm supposed to spend hours or days or years discerning which church is wicked and which ones are not, and which ones are infiltrated, which ones manipulating me.
No, just the one you go to. Are you going to a good church, a solid church?
And you find your church is not solid. And what do? Go home and stay home?
What is solid, though? Like, what is solid? Are you saying the church got to be perfect?
No, that's what you're telling me. Discernment.
No, I'm just saying. People say that, though. They try to use that. Like, what's solid? Like, what's solid? 8 out of 10? 7 out of 10?
You just told me that's what discernment. Discernment was the answer
to
the question.
Just like discernment with a job. You know if a job's good or not, right? And if the job's not good, you're not going to go there.
I don't have to believe in my job. My soul ain't on the line in my job. You're saying it's a spiritual. My soul isn't on the line at this job.
No, but I'm saying discernment can be used in different areas, though. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Yes, sir. And it can say stay or go. If the answer is go home, go do something, what do?
You find another church home. That's the case. You can just find another church home.
Okay, and then you use discernment again, right?
This is the thing. Are you looking for something? Like I said, it's easy to find a way to say, you know what? It's easy to find something and say, I don't want to go here no more because of X. Just like with a girl. You know what? I don't want to be with her no more because of X. That's easy. I don't want to work at this job no more because of X, Y, Z. Easy. But how do you find a way to stay? Can you find a way to stay and be committed to something?
So you're supposed to stay in a marriage relationship because it's it's not what I quite want, but it's 6 out of 10, and that's the best I can get. We're living like that. Trying to find, just because I think we're in love with struggle at this point, or hustle. Some people call it struggle, some people call it hustle, right? If it's hard, that means it's good for me.
I think it's different. I think struggle and then there's success. I think if you want to be successful, you got to be willing to get out of the struggle. But to get out of the struggle, you're gonna have to give up something about
Okay.
you.
Okay.
There's a sacrifice, like habits. Like you might have a
Okay.
habit that's
We romanticize sacrifice. So as long as I'm giving
No,
up
I
something,
don't.
I'm going to get something in the end. If that's the wrong motivation, but people think if I struggle now, if I focus now, if I work now, you could be working in the wrong direction.
so.
Beating a rock
okay,
with a
I agree.
hammer is hard, but it will not make you a millionaire.
So do you watch Dave Ramsey? You watch Dave Ramsey every now and then? Have you ever had a chance to check him out?
I don't
Dave
think so.
Ramsey?
No.
He's when you're struggling, right, to go to that next level, he said, live off less than what you're making. Is that a romanticized? That's just logical sense. Like,
Yes,
if
it is.
you
Yes, will, yes.
But how many people would do that though? Because they say, I want to enjoy myself. Like, if you can say, you know what, I'm gonna live off less than what I make. I'm gonna sacrifice luxuries or amenities or whatever to get to the next level. To me, I don't know. I don't think that's romanticized. I think that you're just trying to be logical. You're trying to be smart.
Yes, that's
No
something.
feelings involved. I'm just saying being logical.
That's exactly. That's saying that's precise plan, and that's a list of sacrifices for this outcome. You know what I
Right.
mean? So that's okay. Now we're talking about church or something that's almost purely emotional or spiritual. Something
I
that
don't think
deals
so.
in a realm.
I think it's logical.
Could you hold faith in your hand? Could you show me a pound of faith? Or can you show me a pound of love?
Your faith comes in the results of your things that you do. Yes. Yes. Like, if you don't have faith in college, you're not going to go to college. If you don't have faith in college, you're not going to go to college. Right or wrong?
Wrong. If I can see, you can see. You don't have to have faith in something you can see. You can see the process. You can see each step, and you can see the results. Faith is absence of the process. Sometimes it's absence of the results, and you got to have faith that the result is going to be there because there's no evidence. You don't have to have faith when you have evidence.
Right.
So
Like, just like with college, you don't have evidence. You don't have evidence that you're going to get a job when you go to college. You don't. Matter of fact, it's not even guaranteed.
You have evidence, and you have high percentages, and you have requirements. That job that I'm not guaranteed to get, requirement is the bachelor's degree in industrial science. All right.
But you still might not get the job.
And you still might not get it. But that's a requirement that you have to have. You'll definitely 100% not get it if you don't have this degree in industrial science. We can say that is a fact. It's 100%.
Right.
You will not get it. All right. Now, heaven, neither one of us has seen it. We believe in it. We've not seen a lot of stuff like that. So you're saying discernment. You don't need discernment if you see the evidence in front of you. You know 1 + 1 = 2. I don't need discernment to find the answer. I figured that out
But
myself.
discernment can also be if you don't know the answer fully to what decisions you're making, but discernment can help you, like Proverbs, right? Discernment, faith is not always about heaven too. Sometimes faith is taking God's word that if he say don't do it, it's probably not a good thing, even though you haven't done it yet.
Okay, let's say I can buckle down like some things. Okay, with the 10 Commandments, like people always, the other stuff is kind of Proverbs and stuff is kind of shaky. That might happen. This is a good chance of this or that. But 10 Commandments, all of them equal like negative results. Like if you do any one of those, they have negative results. You can see basically with the 10 Commandments, 1 + 1 = 2. I can see how that could be a problem. But this other stuff.
No, it can't be a problem. Jesus summed it up in the first New Testament. He said, love
Exactly.
God with all your heart, all your might. That's what the 10 Commandments cover, pretty much.
Uh,
Because if you love God, you ain't gonna want to steal from somebody.
you know what? People do a lot of stuff with love. Yeah.
That's because they haven't fully got there yet. It's because they haven't fully got there yet. I mean, that's sometimes you could be 60% there, but you're not like there.
But that's a selfish love. If you love yourself, if you want anything, if you don't want the consequences, every one of the 10 Commandments don't have God. Even if you not thinking about the consequences of hell and all that, that's God's going to punish you. There's negative consequences to yourself. It benefits you to follow 10 Commandments.
Yeah. To follow the Bible, period. The Bible, period. Yeah, sure.
Any one of the I'll talk to you about that later. But any one of the 10 basically can get you killed in man's law. Like, you know what I mean? Just man's rules. So they just some of that stuff. Just a lot of it makes sense. A lot of it is somebody else's interpretation. Your leadership interpretation, telling you what to do. People can be manipulated because they don't read for themselves. They don't understand for themselves. And my high priestess told me to do this. He took my prayers and took my. Do you confess to your pastor? Do y'all do confessionals? Like y'all go on the book and y'all confess y'all sins?
Nah, but he tell us it's not about him. He tell us you repent to God. You don't repent to a person.
But I mean,
right?
That's what.
Right?
No, Catholics don't do that.
I'm not Catholic though. I'm not Catholic.
So is their church wrong? Is their system wrong? Is their
I'm not saying
whack?
I didn't say their system was whack. That's what he said. I didn't say their system was whack.
So your leadership said their system was whack.
My leadership didn't say that. He never said that. I'm telling you what he told us.
Trying to understand.
No, what I'm telling you what the Bible says. The Bible says if you do wrong, you repent to Jesus for your sin, or God for your sins.
So their interpretation of the Bible is wrong. And
I never said that.
So the whole Catholic Church is basically wrong according to you.
I never said that.
Your Bible,
I never said that.
Your God.
No.
I mean, you just said it.
Never said that.
You just said.
I said that's what they do. I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
You just said. I mean, that's what I heard.
No, that's what you heard or what you felt, but that ain't what I said.
That's
what they do. But yeah, man. Thanks for coming on, bro.
Oh, no problem, man. Like I said, now I can actually kind of talk. My jaw was full and everything. So,
boy, hopefully the weather link up, man. We can try to link outside next week, man. If everybody got time, so
yeah,
I got the volume figured out. Because when I recorded with my wife, I think that was when I was trying to figure the volume out too. I think I got to figure it. I had it up way too high. I needed it on like halfway on the mixer instead of all the way at the top.
So did you use a wireless?
No, we use the same mixer we always use.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna use that one. Yeah, I'm gonna keep using that one.
Yeah, but I'm very interested in. I think people, we talk about a lot of stuff. Hearing from y'all too, really seeing y'all interact together. I think that's gonna be very interesting. I'm definitely tuning in for that. I think y'all could. It's very interesting. Y'all can low key minister to a lot of people, seeing y'all interact and stuff like that. Working on yourself and also working on your marriage too. Putting your marriage in the forefront. You got to be better for you to be better for them. And I think that's a perfect example. Really seeing that.
Definitely built on faith. I could tell you that.
Yeah.
She had that faith in me that I was gonna do right.
But because she didn't have no evidence that you was.
Boy. She took a chance. I think when she met me, man, I tell her that. I mean, and I'm grateful that she took the chance, but yeah, she definitely
it was a lot of it's really inspirational. I mean, to know the whole story is really inspirational. Just to see that a man, a blank space, a destination or a target that you can see. It's like, what's going to fill that blank space to get to point A to point B? you know, was a mystery. And then really, when you really see God step in and really, you know, show you a vision, and then you show her that vision. It's the perfect example of the, you know, that umbrella picture of covering. You got the word, you got the message, you relate it to her. Because a lot of times men, especially in the church, whatever, I'm the man, I don't need you to see what I'm doing for me to do it. God told me to do it. You stay in your place. But you really broke it down for her to see, and it really changed her well-being and her faith in you.
And I want people to know that me and Jay, we debate like this all the time. Please don't take this personal. We just debate. We just talk about these things. That's why I say it's just random. Talking, laughing, and learning. So we talking about religion. Please don't take this personal, man. We just talking.
And I love
people be trolling us. They'll be trolling us, man.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I love God personally myself, and I got, you know, some different things, but I got a really personal relationship with God.
For sure.
He really, he really likes the way I think, and I really, you know, ask him a lot of questions. I go to him first, you know.
Every life experience that we had, when I read the Bible, I understand why some of it did work and why some of it didn't work, and that's why I'll leave it at that, because I was like, oh, okay, I get it. Why this probably was kind of crazy, you know what I'm saying? When we was younger.
Yeah. And then it's like, ain't nothing new under the sun. Sometimes you read about
for sure.
That parable really goes with like what I did in 2015. And it's, you know, it's like a really old book. And I'm really more guarded with my spirituality than most people. You know, I don't really have an open relationship when it comes to God. You know what I mean? You can't just jump in our circle with me personally, but you know, a lot of people open it up. You know what I mean? And, you know, I help you out, pray for you, share a kind word, scripture with you. You know what I mean? But you know, you're not getting in my circle of trust. You know, so that's just me.
But all right, guys, for the get ready to sign out, man. Thanks for watching. Make sure to catch the podcast on Thursday. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, follow on Facebook and YouTube. Check us out on Twitter and Instagram as well, and TikTok. We got the clips on there. I think we at 180 on YouTube now, something like that. Almost 200 subscribers. So. And we're starting to get a lot of people watching on Facebook too. And when we start going outside, man, if anybody want to come on, let us know. As long as we can keep it clean, not go off on each other, we're going to start trying to do that as well. You say you had some people that kind of said they want to come on there?
Yeah, I got a couple of guests. I'm trying to get them lined up. You know what I mean? I've been interacting with other podcasts as well. So we might do a couple of cross episodes, you know.
Also, too, I was going to tell you, Terrence and Peel, that I went and talked to the library. What the closest one is over there by your job. You know, the one over there on 10th Street.
Mm-hmm.
They stay open to 8 o'clock on Thursdays, but you can rent out the conference room, the multi-purpose room, for like $25, something like that. So if the weather's not good, we can meet up in there and just bring the camera and mixer and set up the tables or something. We could be inside of, you know, if we need to, if the shelter if it's raining or something outside. So,
yeah, I
don't know how the parks is.
In a long time.
Huh?
I said I ain't seen the actual book in a long time.
Oh man, yeah, I had to buy a couple for class. But yeah, guys, we're gonna sign out this thing. Let us know what you think in the comments, and we signing out.